Hello, friends. Today we're embarking on an incredible journey to discover how England was founded. If you're ready, let's dive into this historical adventure without further delay. All right, now we're embarking on a real-time journey. Remember the Roman Empire? Yes, that great power, with their sandals and shields. One day they packed their bags and left England. And what happened next? That's when the party started. Think about it. After the Romans left, England was like hanging a big "Is anybody there?" sign. And who could resist such an invitation? The Anglo-Saxons, the Vikings, and a bunch of groups with names you'd struggle to pronounce all said, "We're here," and set foot on the island. These new guests brought their own music, recipes, and even styles of governance. And of course, they all got into a sort of kingdom competition, each proclaiming, "My kingdom is bigger." The result? England turned into a mosaic, divided into colorful, patterned small kingdoms and communities. Imagine this: Vikings throwing their own parties in one corner, while Anglo-Saxons speak their language in another. This wild and vibrant period laid the foundations of England. And that's how it all began. In the 9th and 10th centuries, the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms began a gradual process of unification. Amidst this transformative era, a figure rose to prominence, known as Alfred the Great. Unlike any leader before him, Alfred embarked on a mission to unify these fragmented realms, to withstand the relentless Viking invasions. His vision was not merely to survive, but to lay down a resilient foundation for England. Alfred's strategies were multifaceted. He didn't just focus on military might. He was a pioneer in reforming the kingdom's infrastructure. Recognizing the importance of a knowledgeable and just society, Alfred introduced groundbreaking reforms in the education system and the legal framework. He believed that a kingdom's strength wasn't just in its armies, but in its educated citizens and fair laws. Under his reign, the kingdom witnessed an unprecedented era of prosperity and stability. His reforms in the legal system brought about a sense of order and justice, ensuring that the laws applied equally to all, from the wealthiest landowner to the humblest peasant. In education, Alfred emphasized the importance of literacy, understanding that knowledge was a powerful tool in unifying and strengthening his kingdom. Alfred's efforts in resisting the Viking threats and his visionary reforms were instrumental in transforming the scattered Anglo-Saxon territories into a unified realm. This unification under his leadership marked a pivotal moment in English history, setting the stage for the England we know today. His legacy is not just in the battles he won or the territories he united, but in the enduring principles of justice and education he established, which became the bedrock of the English nation. In the pivotal year of 1066, the terrain of England underwent a monumental transformation as William the Conqueror, the leader of the Normans, claimed victory over the land. This year marked a critical juncture in English history, heralding profound changes that would shape the nation's future. The Norman conquest didn't merely alter the ruling class. It brought sweeping modifications to the culture, language, and legal structures of England. With William ascending to the throne, he became England's first Norman king, introducing a new era of governance. The conquest led to the establishment of the feudal system, a hierarchical structure that defined land ownership and obligations. This system reshaped English society, embedding a new order where loyalty and service to one's lord became pivotal to the societal framework. The Normans' influence extended far beyond governance. They left an indelible mark on the English language, introducing a plethora of French words that became embedded in the English lexicon. This linguistic merger enriched English, making it a more complex and nuanced language. Culturally, the Normans introduced architectural innovations, most notably in the construction of imposing castles and majestic cathedrals that dotted the English landscape, signifying Norman dominance and architectural ingenuity. Legally, the Norman conquest led to significant changes in English law. Norman legal concepts and practices were integrated into the English system, laying the groundwork for modern English law. The introduction of the Domesday Book under William's reign exemplified this shift, offering an unprecedented census that provided a detailed record of English lands and resources, pivotal for tax collection and the administration of the feudal system. Thus, the year 1066 wasn't merely a change of rulers. It was a watershed moment that initiated a series of transformations, embedding Norman influences deeply into the fabric of English life, shaping the nation's language, culture, architecture, and legal principles for generations to come. Following the Norman conquest, the Kingdom of England underwent significant centralization, streamlining authority under the monarch's rule. However, this concentration of power eventually led to growing discontent among the nobility and clergy, culminating in a landmark moment in 1215 with the sealing of the Magna Carta. This historic document imposed unprecedented checks on the king's authority, laying foundational principles for the rule of law and individual rights. The Magna Carta represented a pivotal shift in medieval governance, emphasizing that the king was not above the law. It introduced key legal concepts, such as due process and the right to a fair trial, which have become cornerstones of modern legal systems. This period also saw the burgeoning of knightly culture, with chivalry and courtly manners defining the social etiquette of the time. Architecturally, the era is celebrated for its grandiose cathedrals, like those in Canterbury and Durham, showcasing the Gothic style's soaring arches and intricate stained glass. These structures were not only places of worship, but also symbols of the era's artistic and architectural advancements. Culturally, the Middle Ages in England were a time of vibrant expansion. With the establishment of universities, the flourishing of literature in both Norman French and Middle English, and the popularization of Arthurian legends, further enriching the nation's cultural tapestry. Thus, the period following the Norman conquest was marked by significant developments in governance, architecture, culture, and law, shaping the evolution of English society and leaving a lasting legacy that continued to influence subsequent generations. Thus, through numerous tumultuous periods, the Kingdom of England was shaped. This journey witnessed the evolution of justice, culture, and governance. The foundations of the England we see today were laid through these historical events. I hope you've enjoyed this brief journey through history. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like the video, and drop a comment with your thoughts or questions.